passive income and property. 4 words that have probably appeared in more social media captions, YouTube thumbnails, and online course sales pages than any other phrase in personal finance. And here is the truth. One that the accounts selling you the dream will never put in their content. It is one of the most misleading ideas in modern investing. 2 in the morning, your phone rings. A pipe has burst and the flat below your tenant is flooding. That is your problem, not your agent's, not your tenant's, yours. Or perhaps it's month 3 of a tenant not paying. Your mortgage still goes out, your insurance still goes out, but nothing is coming in. And the legal process to resolve it could take 6 months and cost you thousands. Or maybe it's an 8,000-pound boiler replacement that lands in January, wiping out 2 years of profit in a single invoice. None of that appears in the Stripe screenshots. None of it makes the highlight reel. But every serious property investor in the UK has lived some version of it. So here's the reframe, and I want you to sit with this because it changes everything. Property is not passive income. Property is a business. And at the start, particularly in the first 1 to 3 years, it is one of the most active businesses you can run. Active in your time, your attention, your decisions, and your money. That is not a reason to avoid it. The wealth-building potential of well-executed UK property investment is real and well-documented, but the path to building that wealth looks nothing like what gets sold online. In this video, I am going to walk you through 5 specific lies that circulate in the property passive income space, what they get wrong, what the reality actually looks like, and what the genuine wealth mechanics are. Because if you go into property chasing the wrong thing, you will almost certainly lose money, but if you understand the real model, you can build something genuinely significant. Lie number 1, the maths that looks right but almost never is. £2,000 rent, £1,400 mortgage, that's £600 a month, passive income. You've seen this calculation, you've probably run it yourself, and on the surface it looks compelling. But experienced investors use a different starting point, often called the 50% rule. The principle is straightforward. Before you calculate profit, assume that approximately half of your gross rent will be consumed by operating costs, not the mortgage, costs on top of the mortgage. £600 becomes at best £100 to £200 if nothing goes wrong. And then one maintenance issue, one void period, one legal dispute, and you are negative for the month, possibly the quarter. This is not a reason to dismiss property, but it is the reason why most new investors who enter solely chasing cash flow are disappointed within 12 months. The numbers do not work the way the content suggests. The 50% rule is your sanity check. If the deal does not work when you apply it, the deal does not work. Lie number 2, the assumption that the rent will always be there. Properties sit empty, tenants leave, market slow, licensing changes force refurbishments, probate drags on. There are dozens of reasons why a property that is perfectly profitable on paper sits generating nothing for weeks or months at a time. During every single day of that void period, your mortgage goes out, your insurance goes out, your service charges, if you have them, go out. The income has stopped, but the obligations have not. Professional investors plan for this by provisioning 1 month of void per year as a minimum into every cash flow projection. Not because it always happens, but because when it does, they are not caught out. The amateur who has no provision is the one who panics, and that panic is where the real damage happens. Because a panicked investor accepts the first tenant who comes through the door rather than the right one. And a bad tenant, one who does not pay or who damages the property or who triggers a formal eviction process, costs you far more than the void period you were trying to avoid in the first place. The line I always come back to: a bad tenant is worse than no tenant. Take the void, do the referencing, get it right. We are halfway through the 5 lies, and these next 3 are where most investors make the mistakes that actually cost them money. If this is landing for you and you want more content that treats you like an adult investor rather than a social media click, subscribe. We publish this kind of analysis every week. Lie number 3, and this one hits hardest for investors who went into property thinking it was primarily a numbers game. Property is not about buildings. It is about people. Your tenants are people. People who have good months and bad months. People who lose jobs, go through relationship breakdowns, develop financial difficulties. People who sometimes damage property, sometimes stop communicating, and sometimes, despite your best referencing, simply do not pay. formal eviction in England and Wales is not a quick process. Under Section 8, even with clear grounds for possession, the process from serving notice to a court order to enforcement can run 4 to 6 months. In some contested cases, longer. During that entire period, your mortgage continues. Your obligations continue, and in most cases, you will not recover unpaid rent through the courts even if you win the order. I am not telling you this to frighten you away from buy-to-let. I am telling you because this is the reality that rigorous tenant selection, proper tenancy agreements, and rent guarantee insurance are designed to address. Professionals build these systems before they need them. Amateurs discover the need for them when it is already too late. The shift that changes everything. Stop thinking of yourself as the owner of an asset. Start thinking of yourself as the operator of a business, one whose product is a well-managed tenancy and whose customers are responsible occupants. That mindset produces completely different decisions. Lie number 4, the one that surprises people most when they actually start. Research and practitioner experience consistently points to 8 to 12 hours per month to actively manage a single property. That includes maintenance coordination, tenant communication, compliance monitoring, financial tracking, and insurance renewals. Scale that up and the maths becomes uncomfortable. 2 properties is a meaningful part-time commitment. 5 properties is, by most accounts, a full-time job, particularly in the early years when systems are not yet embedded and every problem is still being solved for the first time. But I'll just hire a letting agent. Absolutely, and you should, once the numbers support it. But here's what that changes. You are no longer managing a property. You are managing an agent, reviewing their performance, handling disputes they cannot resolve, approving maintenance above a certain threshold, ensuring compliance is being maintained on your behalf. The work does not disappear, it shifts. What actually moves the needle is systematization. Clear processes for maintenance, for tenant onboarding, for rent monitoring, for compliance. Once those systems are built and embedded, and they take time to build, the time requirement drops substantially. But you cannot skip the building phase. The investors who are genuinely passive in property are not passive because property is easy. They are passive because they invested years into building systems that now run without them. That is the honest version of the story. Lie number 5, and this is the one that is most counterintuitive, so I want to spend time on it. Most people enter property focused almost exclusively on monthly cash flow, and cash flow matters. We have established that it needs to be planned for carefully, but in the context of long-term wealth building, monthly cash flow is not where the significant value accumulates. The real wealth in UK property is built through 2 mechanisms that work largely in the background, and which most new investors barely think about. The first is amortization. Every month your tenant pays rent. A portion of that payment, channeled through your mortgage, reduces the outstanding loan balance on the property. Over a 25-year term, your tenant effectively funds a significant proportion of the purchase price. You accumulate equity without deploying additional capital. This is one of the most powerful mechanics in property investing. The second is capital appreciation. UK residential property has appreciated at an average of 3 to 4% per year over the long term, with significant regional variation and cyclical fluctuation. On a £400,000 property, 3% annual appreciation is £12,000 of wealth creation in a single year that never appears in your monthly cash flow figures. Cash flow keeps the lights on. Appreciation and amortization build the portfolio. Understanding this distinction is what separates investors who are in property for the long game from those who exit after 2 years because the monthly numbers disappointed them. Passive income in property is not a lie in the sense that it never exists. It is a lie in the sense that it is not what you start with. What you start with is active management, learning, systems building, and the discipline to make good decisions under pressure rather than good decisions in a spreadsheet. Genuine passivity in property comes after you have the experience to know what a good deal looks like, after you have the systems to manage without being in the weeds, after you have the scale to make professional management economically sensible. Stop chasing passive income. build a property business. The income becomes passive once the business is built. If you want to run real numbers on real deals rather than relying on back-of-envelope calculations, the free property deal calculator is in the description. It covers all of the costs we have discussed today and gives you an honest picture of what a deal actually returns. And if you are at the stage of finding deals to analyze, the 12-step deal sourcing checklist is also linked below. It is the exact process we use at Asset for Life before a single pound goes into any deal. Subscribe if you want more content like this. No hype, no manufactured urgency, just the real mechanics. And the next video I would point you to is right here. I will see you there. This is educational content only. I'm not your financial or legal advisor. Property values and income vary. Always do your own research and seek professional advice before investing.